Yo, what's up, senders? We are back live. Look at this cast that we have today. Do I even have to introduce any of them? But I am going to. Starting over here, we got Adam Mock on the podcast tonight. We have Tony the Outsider right here, and we have Colorado Kid. All of these guys are straight off of Downieville. Look at this.
What?
Look at this.
What is this?
Callie.
By the way,
I don't know how that happened, but it happened.
That happens in real life if you're around him. It's like,
I know it's true. Yeah,
really
it's true.
dark out.
That's
like,
it.
That was amazing. All-star cast tonight on the podcast, everybody. All about Downieville and all about these guys' experiences. And we are going to be watching and reacting to Colorado Kid's video on Downieville. But before we jump into that video, what's happening, guys? Tell us a little bit about Downieville. We got lots of people in the chat that want to know, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
How can you sum up
Tony? It
Downieville?
was your trip. You put this
Yeah,
together.
I don't
for
know.
your Patreon.
It's an annual trip I've been doing. This is the second year I've been doing it with the Patreon community, and we have a great community at that. And it was amazing once again. It's one of those situations where nobody sucks. Like everyone is a great personality. Everyone comes positive, and everyone just gels off each other. I threw the invite out to Joe. Joe is awesome. Joe came out to help guide and be a great personality, great person, a great human being, and a great advocate for Downieville. Adam was there as well. Adam came out. I drove up with Adam. He was nice enough to put me in the front seat and cart my ass up there, and we had a good time, man. That's my intro to the Dow trip. That's what I'm segueing out of.
Wow. Let me add this because Tony's too humble. Seriously, if you want to experience the Downieville trip with a really great group of people of varying skill levels and different personalities, join Tony's Patreon. Like, it's so worth it. Not only will you get exclusive group rides like throughout Southern California, but this yearly trip, like, you never know how he's going to change it up. But Tony, I think you said it best. Like, the ride is a blast. The ride is so much fun. We did Downieville one day, Nevada City the next. But the people, like the hang time, is equally as fun, and it's just so worth it. It's just a beautiful getaway.
Yeah, I'd third that motion right there. It's a hell of a time. Everybody that's there is just a blast. Like you said, varying skill levels. So like, you know, whether you're an elite athlete like me leading the charge, or you know, you're in the back, like, I don't want to say Adam's name, but Adam's in here. No, honestly, it was great because like everybody could just take it at their own pace, and the people that did ride slower, they could hang, and like everybody had a blast. Nobody felt any pressure to ride fast or ride the gnarly stuff. It was just like, let's all get together and hang out. And really, there was a lot of hang time. Like, you know, after the ride, there was a lot of hang time. We all just spent the whole time just hanging out in town together. It was awesome.
Yeah, we did. It was, and Joe, you had the beer sighting, the bear.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So I had a room. Yeah, I've got this great video. I was just sitting on the balcony. We got back. We went to the bar. We grabbed a drink. And this is like the first night. And so then I come back to the hotel. Not a hotel. It's a loft or whatever. Anyways, so I'm sitting up on the balcony, just casually hanging out. All of a sudden, boom, bear comes into town, walks into town, right towards the grocery store, walks across the street. I got a great video of it. It was like 8 p.m. at night. And at that point, I was like, well, I guess I'm going back to the bar then. So that's what I did. And I went and hung out with the locals. It got a little rowdy the first night.
Did the bear go shopping?
It tried. It couldn't get into the store. And then it just walked across the street, and I yelled at it.
Browsing. Joe has a knack. Here's what we learned. Joe has a knack for finding bears and apples.
Mm-hmm.
Really, like an elite level apple picker is what we found out. So
yeah.
Oh.
And the Downieville apples are pink inside, and they're a little bit sour, and they're delicious. It's like their own little thing they have going on up there.
Who would have thought that would be my favorite thing? The riding is probably number one, and picking apples is number two. Like they were everywhere, and I couldn't get enough of them.
Oh man,
Callie, the apple picker. What are they? Red? They green? They yellow?
There's different varieties. Like I'll show you a picture. There was all kinds of, and like my understanding, and we're gonna get really deep into apples right now. But if you were to plant the seed of an apple that you ate, it wouldn't be the same apples that you pick, or right? Like they're different because the seeds don't matter. They graft them. But this is like.
Is that coming in?
Oh,
so that's not doing it. Like that looks like a standard apple you might buy, but they were literally like biting into more of the yellowish green ones. Yeah. And then they bit in, and Joe like turns it out, and it's just like a hot pink in the middle.
Yeah, look at this.
Look at that.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I never had an apple like that before. And it was like almost like a Sour Patch Kid is what we would describe it as.
Or something.
That needs a solo layout. Look at that baby.
I'd never seen that before. Yeah. No clue.
Wow, it's like an apple candy.
How come nobody told me I should be a hand model, by the way? Look at this. This is incredible. All right,
Really
sorry. We're gonna
go. I love how Joe's like, I've never seen anything like that. I'm just eating it.
I'm just going to eat it.
I'm going to assume it's safe.
Yeah.
I mean, Adam, that might explain the explosive diarrhea when I got home, but I don't know if it was or not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How long of a trip does it take to get home? Explosive.
Huh, now that you mention it, it kind of makes sense.
Right. A few hours after the apple, this happened, and then
He was pretty regular.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Tony, when you thought of this idea, now this is your third or fourth annual trip to Downieville?
This is number 2, but I think personally I've been to Downieville once a year the last 5 years somehow. It's just ended up there, and it's not even like it's close. Like it's a little bit close. Obviously, it's closer to Joe. I mean, Joe, how long is it? 3 hours from you, 2?
No, it's about maybe 2.5 hours, depending. Yeah, it's not so bad.
I mean, yeah, I kind of fell in love with the place, and for me to travel almost 10 hours to go there once a year, it's really a special place. I mean, it's like I can't really put into words. It's like going to a place that it thrives on mountain biking. The mountain biking culture lives within the town, and you basically have the town to yourself. It feels like. For that period of time you're there, you know, and you want to get food. Oh, it's across the street. The bar's right there. It's been there for 200 years. There's an Italian place. There's a really beautiful hotel that's on both sides of this beautiful river that flows down the middle of it. And it's just nice. It's out of a dream, really.
Yeah. And y'all have to understand, like I talked to somebody there and they said, I was like, what's the population of Downieville? And she's like 250 people. Like they're graduated, their school is like K through 12. The graduating class is like 4 people. And when we go, it's not like Tony just invites people. It's like, hey, come. Like we get really good deals on that weekend. And it's kind of fun to all share the same space, like the same inn or lofts, be in walking distance from one another. Guaranteed every morning and night. If you walk out, Joe's on a bike at night, and then early in the morning, he's on the balcony.
I take over that town. Yeah, you're 100% right about that. It's like when you go there, it felt like the town was ours. Like we're just walking around. Nobody's out on the streets. You know, things close relatively early, but the bar's still open and whatever else. It just, you know, the sun goes down, town closes shop. So it's like, you're just walking around and you have the whole place.
Yeah, I thought Joe was joking when he said that he doesn't really stay in the room, and that is 100% true. Like I'd be going to sleep, and then all of a sudden, the last night we're there, Joe shines a strobe light. Tony, what are you doing? And I look out the window, and in Joe's, it's like 11 o'clock at night, and he's like, "I'm just going to ride around town and explore." And I'm like, "What the hell? I'm like going to bed right now, Joe. All right, have fun, buddy."
I had my giant outbound light. It was like the surface of the sun into his room, like just right in there. He made the mistake of letting me know where he was sleeping.
Yeah.
You guys want to see all the pictures I got later from his room?
Yeah. Let's see.
My room door kept opening, and another door would shut. Now I'm starting to think it was just Joe. Like
it could have been. 100%.
Is Adam in there? I just want to make sure I was tucked away.
You see a floating mustache moving through the room.
It's glowing in the dark.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look at this. We got Joey on the podcast.
Joey. Everybody's favorite Joey Yates.
I'm feeling a little unprofessional tonight.
Why is that?
Well, apparently you have to charge your computer for it to turn on.
Oh, yeah.
You're good now.
That'll do it.
Look at that beautiful bike behind Joey. Congratulations again on winning that.
Oh, is that the one you won?
Yes.
Nice.
That's the one.
Dirt Love. He's got.
Have you ridden it? Have you ridden it yet, Joey?
I have not ridden it yet. I just got pedals put on it, so hopefully this weekend.
Nice.
I got it now. You gave me an idea for a video where it's like, you know, really expensive bikes don't come with pedals. I got to do other things in life that are really expensive that don't come with a thing you need to use them. Like, I'll figure it out. I'll sketch it out. But that's a good idea.
Car without a key.
Car. No, it's extra for the keys. Yeah, but I can't drive it without the keys. Yeah, but it's extra. Yeah, it's fine.
Joe, your insurance video today was right on. Like that was so funny.
Thanks, man. I had a couple concepts, and that's the one we stuck with. I thought that was just like a funny, and that's kind of what happened when they wanted me to call the company and like get an idea how the process worked. Yeah. So I called them, and that's exactly what happened. You know, it's like based on a true story almost, where we're just sitting there talking bike parts and almost forgot to do the thing we were supposed to be doing. But yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
That was good. I have to say, it's funny, like a weekend around Tony and Joe, for those of you who want a little behind the scenes for content creators, they're like one take masters. A camera goes on and they just say whatever comes out of their mouth, and that's it. That's the magic right there.
For better or worse, yeah.
You got to take it. The first take or second take, those are those natural ones. So you got to go with those.
Yep.
Yes, this just in from the chat. Trail Monster Neil, he says, quite the guests on tonight. So happy I don't have to work for once during this time. Joe, Adam, Tony, Joey, and Mark, how you all doing tonight? How you all doing
damn
tonight?
good. Oh, I thought we were all going to say that at the same time. I thought we rehearsed that. Like we were all
great. 3, 2, 1.
They're great.
Damn good.
We're great.
Good.
Real good, real nice.
Real good. Real
I have a
nice.
cookie. I couldn't be better. So
we are let's check in with the chats real fast. We have MTB Tank is on here. It says epic, can't wait.
cool.
Got the trail dogs in the house. What's up, boys? Always good to see you guys.
Trail
We
doggo.
have look at this from the actual seat on
this is meta.
set.
It's like
To the
Tony's in
chat.
and he's here. This is
Outsider.
Asking.
How?
That's right.
How?
I just typed it in, guys. Come on.
Debbie's on. She says, let's
Hey.
go.
That'd be awesome. Great human being.
All the way out there from Miami, Florida, we have Johnny U, mountain bike Q&A.
go.
Son of a, I want to
go.
be first. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe the Whole Start Awards. The show started officially at 6:30. We're looking at the comments now to see who was the first one at 6:30. MTV TNA, who usually wins too. She says, man, I'm way past whole shot time. What's a whole shot? Colorado, what's a whole shot? She's asking.
Oh my God. I don't know. But I can imagine. wait, please. It's a family friendly channel. All right.
We were just talking about OnlyFans a minute ago.
Yeah.
Is it family friendly? Who's on this? Who's watching?
Steve Spokesman's on. He says it's 2 half shots is what it is. That makes a whole shot.
That's
right
really
on.
cool.
All right.
That's
right. That's 6:29. Where's the 6:30? Looking. Oh, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of tonight's Whole Shot Award is going out to Miami, Florida, mountain bike Q&A right at 6:30 on the noggin.
Well done.
Ooh, so you got
Second
it.
place on the podium.
Congrats.
Debbie Kyo
Well
is out
done.
there. There, I changed my name. Yes, and 6:30 on the podium. Adam Mock from the
How did
studio
that happen?
to the chat. How did
That's
you do that?
crazy. Because I'm a fan of yours, Mark. So I show up for the show, is what it is, and I'm just ready in case you're like, I'm going to put you on the show. Then
I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh man. So what we have lined up tonight with these fine gentlemen is that we are going to pull up this video. We have it queued up right here. This is going to show us all about Downieville, and please chat away. And guys, if you want me to stop or pause this to make any comments, let me know. And we will catch up to the chat as we go further down. There is a lot more guys jumping in. NTB Kaz, what's up? The Four Horsemen. He's awesome. He's awesome.
I did not know we were going to watch my video ahead of time, so I haven't prepared a speech yet, but we'll figure it out, right?
Yes. Here we go. Roland.
Joe, I will say, is this the shot that you're at right now? Is that the group pick shot? Is that the group pick area?
So like right there, I was like, it's so scenic. You might as well just stand there and talk, right? Like that's the idea.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, Roland.
Beauty.
Gentlemen, welcome back to the CaliradoKid channel. Today we are out in Downieville.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Epic.
Why is it so jittery? Incredible. The heroic music.
Yeah, feels like I'm watching Survivor.
Yeah. You're watching Gladiator, but on Downieville in mountain bikes. Yeah.
Some of the most incredible downhill you could possibly do
true.
in the area.
In
And
the
we've
area.
been out here
Qualified
for
it.
about 3 days now. We
Follow
shuttled
him
all
on
day
IG.
yesterday. We're shuttling again
Boom.
today with Downieville Outfitters, and which
Look
is
at
why
this.
you're going to see in these videos I got like 3 different outfits.
Wait.
on, right? It's not
I already
gonna
have to
change
pause it.
Yeah.
So you guys used a different shuttling service this year?
This is
Yeah,
the
what was
first
it?
time we used them.
Oh,
But
okay.
usually we use Downieville Outfitters.
Yeah, they're rad. So traditionally speaking, there's 2 shuttle crews in Downieville. It's you can only have 2. So Yuba Expeditions used to be there as well, and Downieville Outfitters, both good outfits. And so Yuba pulled out because they have another operation that takes place of like Mount Huff, Mills Peak. They do a bunch of shuttles there. And so since there was that void to be filled, Big Boulder came in, and I guess the guy TC or whatever, TJ, used to drive for Yuba. So It's still kind of like it's still a similar situation. Still great. He's a good dude. So yeah, it's awesome. I think my understanding is the way that Downieville works, you could only have 2 shuttle companies to exist in that town. So when Yuba pulled out, he filled in. So
interesting.
I know it's weird. That is true, Joe. I heard the same thing, but I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either, but maybe it's just because they just don't want to deal with the congestion. I don't know. Maybe there's not enough room for more than one. I don't know. Maybe they don't want to take business away from existing people that have been there for their whole lives. I don't know. I mean, who knows? I can all make laws.
People are
That's true. You have 5 shuttle companies, it's not going to work.
Yeah, everybody's vying for that. You won't even have room. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. A delicate ecosystem, so to speak. Yeah. And is it true too that Downieville was saved by mountain biking? Is that a folklore? Or is that for real?
I don't know if that's a fact or not. I know that like it's a massive influx. So I was talking to, now that I've been to Downieville so many times, I know a lot of the business owners. And one of the things they talk about is like how the summer months are the major revenue streams, right? Like, so us coming into town, motorcyclists too come through. They cruise through the highways out there because a lot of windy roads. So they come in and influx money and things like that. I think it's important with small towns like that. And this is something Tony and Adam and I talked about when we were sitting down, is like, it's important to actually spend money in these towns. Like if you come and do a shuttle, you can self shuttle, great, whatever. But one of the business owners is like, yeah, you'll see these guys come in with like $40,000 of bikes on the back of their, $70,000 trucks, and they'll pack a lunch. And so like, it's not bad. You're saving money, right? But it's also nice to like go eat at the local restaurants while you're in town and stuff. I think it's a good thing to do. And this is where they generate the majority of their revenues. When the snow's melted, summer's here, you get 4 or 5 months of solid riding and business. And in the winter, it's quiet. There's not a lot. So I think
it's worth spending the money. The people are great. The food is wonderful. Like,
the food is really good.
I think it's the right way to do it. Like, and Tony, they even, like, for us, didn't they set something up just for our ride on that second night?
Yeah, the Carriage House opened up their own little bar called Boomtown now. That's new, and they had a special menu for us and drink menu, and they opened it up just for us that night. So it was a really cool little spot. And for those of you that aren't familiar with Downieville, we stayed right on the river. The shuttle system, the shuttles are 20 feet from where you stay. The bar is 10 feet away. Everything is within like 2-minute walk, so it's really like you have this little, it almost feels like a pretend town. It's a fantasy world, but it's true. Everything is within like 10 feet of each other, and you have everything that you need right there at your fingertips.
Dang, I love it. That's awesome.
As long as you get it before 7 p.m. when everything closes.
Yes, that's what you have to plan.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's every small town anywhere.
And Joe is out hunting around.
My adventure. And trust me, I know you guys aren't going to stick around for all that. So what I'm going to do
Joe
is press this all down. 3 days of mighty adventure with friends, with shuttles, with Downieville.
Joe, you're nice and tight right there.
I know, it's too tight. I started going to a number 2 because it was a little too tight. If you pause it right there, Mark, pause it.
Yeah.
Oh, we missed it. Oh, there it goes. I was going to point out some stuff in town real quick.
Going back to it.
Is it just me, or is Joe looking younger as the years go on compared to that video? I think it's the apple.
It's possible. It's possible.
He's like reverse
magic
apple.
So if you see the sky view shot, and Tony's got a good drone shot of this too, but you can see the river coming through the center of the town where the bridge is. And where we stayed is, I wish I had a little pointer, but you could see the little gazebo, the little blue tops. All the hotels are right there on the water, basically. So that's where like the bar and everything is. So like Tony said, everything's just right there.
Yeah.
Now, what's the name of the bar? Shout out to the name of the bar that's right there. Really cool.
Oh, man. I should know the name of the bar. I just stumble in every time.
That's where the worst was, Joe.
There's like a staple bar that's been there.
I got to show you, like, this is like when I ordered a drink, I was like, can I get a Jack or whatever? And this is what they gave me, was like that. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a good night.
Oh my gosh, that's to the brim.
Yeah, dude.
The brim.
Every pour. Thanks a lot.
That's a proper shot. That's a proper one.
So you would recommend that, and that's probably where the bear went too, is that bar by the blue gazebo. If you guys are in town and not riding, just passing through, it looks like it's right by the main road. You could just stop there and Patreon that. Patron that.
Patronize it.
Patronize it.
Patronize, yeah.
Is that what they say? Yeah, it's good.
Yes. Patronizing. All right. Heading on. This is the sky view. Now, this is the whole entire town, this drone shot. Is this?
Oh, cool. Let's see.
It's so small.
Yeah.
We're looking at a different dirt magic. Are we looking at dirt magic?
Screen.
Oh,
what is that?
I don't know.
That's another video.
That's okay. And we don't have to watch the whole video if it's going to be all skippy and stuff anyways. I don't want to put anybody through that.
That was Joey. Joey had that on.
Fine.
Joey had that on there. He was on Joey's. This is the shot, this sky view shot for the folks that are watching here along with us on YouTube. This is pretty much the whole town right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think that's a generous shot because what you experience isn't even really all of that while you're hanging. It's really encompassed on that central area.
Wow.
That central area where you see the bridge, to the left of the bridge is the parking lot. And that's where downtown is, where the trees are right above that. It's really like a small little place. I mean, that's the entire town.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's cool. Spokesman says, I thought Joe was a PC guy.
I do. I got a really hardcore PC up here that I'm going to be playing Cyberpunk 2077 on later tonight.
Oh, you got the new DLC update.
Yeah, and I've got this big old, really expensive, ultra wide OLED monitor for it, and the RTX 4090, like the best graphics card you can buy.
Wow.
I've been playing a new game called Lies of P, which is a
I've heard about that.
Pinocchio
It's like Dark Souls, right?
Yeah, I'm a Souls guy.
Yep. Elden Ring, one of the best games made in years and years and years.
Yes. I like Dark. I like is it Dark Souls? Oh my gosh, what's the other one with the real Lovecraftian thing from that maker?
Bloodborne.
That's it, Bloodborne.
Yeah,
Thank
Bloodborne was a PS.
That was my favorite one.
Yep.
Bloodborne.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm so out of it with the video games. Although I have been known to get down on some DMZ.
I will say it ruins productivity when you start playing video games. Like I used to love playing games as a kid. You know, I just shut in all weekend and play Halo 2 or whatever. And like now I can't even imagine. Like I can get like an hour maybe at night, and I feel guilty. Like I got to go back to doing work. I guess.
Guilt sets in, and then you get up. Like even if I play for 2 hours, I'll get up and just clean a dish.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now, you know, like it makes me feel better about myself.
Yeah. I will say the only time that I have like sat down and played all day and not felt guilty is like I think I had COVID, and I was like, this is the greatest.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that sounds bad, but I was like, I just sat and I didn't feel guilty about doing nothing all day. You know, that was the only time.
This is true. That's one of the funny things. Like whenever I got hurt skating or anything, I sprained my ankle. I'm like guilt-free 2 weeks on the couch. Here we go.
Exactly. Let's go.
That's called a planned injury.
Yeah.
These two boys right here, Adam and the Outsider, they have some Street Fighter skills. So there was definitely some investment time going on in Street Fighter when you guys were kids, because those are some epic battles.
That was fun. Tony's very, very good, and there's a new Street Fighter out right now that I'm eager to get.
I know you're trying to convince me to get it. I need the controller
because I want to play against you on it.
we should diverge a little bit because like we could talk about the modern era of arcades, and it's in disrepair, guys. It's just awful. When we grew up, we had arcades. Street Fighter. When you played Street Fighter, if you had a quarter, you could be there all day long if you were good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nowadays, if you go to an arcade, all the kids do is they get a little card thing and they put it in and they go bing, boom, boom, and they spits out some tickets and they move on to the next one. There's no like skill-based games anymore in arcades.
I hate it. You're right. It's just like reward based on like a little tchotchke. And I loved like you would put the token of the quarter like up right below the screen, be like, I'm next.
Yep, exactly.
And you'd be sizing people up, and it was just the camaraderie and everything was incredible.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Tyson, that was a great game.
Mike Tyson's knockout.
Punch out.
I still remember the code to get right to Tyson.
Is it
do you really?
Up, down, left, right, left, right.
No, that's the Contra code.
That's Contra
code. The Konami code.
No, the Tyson code. The Tyson code is 00737359663. The Contra code is up, down, left, right, BA start. And if you want to go for two players, select start.
Wow.
Whoa.
Tattooed on your arm or something?
Yeah.
As the kids would say,
I should have the Tyson code right there.
Yes.
Right there.
Tony moonlights as a CIA agent as well. All those codes and everything.
I want to try it because like the Switch has like the old NES library and the SNES library on it. I'm wondering if that code works because it's not Mike Tyson's Punch Out anymore. It's just Super Punch Out, I think, or Punch
Out. Well, that was the one that was at the arcade too, the Super Punch Out one, and it was a little different.
Yeah. Defender, Miss Pac-Man, Marvel. I remember all those. Yeah, it's taking me back.
Yes, Defender. Oh my gosh, those are fun. Mounted by Q&A. Tony, are these rides to Downieville the same time every year? Are they the same time every year, Tone?
No, well, the last year we did it in the middle of the summer, and I switched it up this year because it's a little bit cooler at this time of year. So we got beautiful temperatures. It was like in the 40s in the morning and then 60s during the day. Last year when we did it, it was like 80s in the middle of the ride. So I wanted to push it either to spring or fall. So I think the next time I do it, it's going to be probably around the same time.
Yeah, this might have been the perfect time. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's interesting is if you watch the weather the week before, it was in the 80s. Literally, the week we got there was like the most gorgeous riding weather.
Yeah, we got really lucky with the weather.
So somebody wants to come in from out of state, say like Johnny, he wants to come out from Miami to do this. How far of a lead time will you post for these trips so they can plan?
I posted on Patreon probably 6 months out. And then if you wanted to come in, you could fly into Sacramento or LA and ride up with us.
Oh, you could fly to Sacramento, hook up with CaliradoKid, do a fireside chat.
It's true. It's true.
So your home base is in Sacramento, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not far from the airport.
That's amazing. And that's almost fireside chat time, by the way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting really close actually. Now that I'm looking outside and actually looking at the time, like it's like that the night riding video that I made where it's like it's time, and I'm like looking outside. 7 o'clock is like the witching hour. Like the lighting has to be right for that. And if it's pretty much dark by 7, we're good to go. So we're kind of right in that zone. Now it's like the hard part with that is since it's live, you got to have guests and you got to bring them in. And I don't have the budget for that. So I'm gonna figure that out. I wanted to get it sponsored at some point, but like there's not enough traffic on it to like justify that with a brand, I don't think. But like it'd be cool to be able to fly people in and put them up in a hotel for the weekend and like, but Jesus, I'm not busy enough already.
Right.
Still got nothing to do.
Delusions of grandeur. Yeah.
Sitting there twiddling your thumbs.
Yeah, for those of you guys that don't know, Joe still has a full-time job when putting out this much content. So he's he's on the move at all times. He's got notes, he's got ideas that are flying at all times.
Yeah, he's always making notes, always on the move. I got a call, like I'm flying to Spain Wednesday, so I got a call with a company Wednesday morning early to try and lock down a sponsorship. So like I got to deal with that call, go to work, and then I got to drive to San Francisco and fly out, and then on my way to Spain. So
jeez, wow, you're gonna have such a great trip. I gotta tell y'all, it's so cool, like to be on this call with all of you. For those who don't know, they make this look effortless when you just consume their content. You're like, oh, I'm a really big fan of theirs, and I am too. But the amount of work and hustle that it takes, like these guys have earned every single thing that they have gotten. They've put the work in and continue to put the work in on. And a lot of times you don't get to see that behind the scenes. You just get to enjoy what's put out there, but it's a lot.
Thanks, Adam.
Yeah, I think we all know that as content creators too, right? It's like, man, everybody that is here has been doing it for a long time, and we've all learned and we've all evolved and we've all like. I always respect any creator because you're like, dude, no matter what, we all understand the struggle of producing content, what it takes, the sacrifices it takes. Even if it's like going on a ride, you're like, no, I gotta wear all this gear just because to go on a ride. You're like, it's just there's always something that's like harder than a normal person, but you still do it. And the people that succeed are the people that keep doing it because it's like oftentimes a pain in the ass.
Yeah, the grind is real, and you got to put yourself into a different space too. You're not just hanging out with yourself; you're hanging out with all of you. So it's like you got to really put on your social cap sometimes and ride along and stop and remember to take shots. And there's a lot of, like sometimes people forget like that 1 5-second shot that goes by. If you're by yourself, that's probably 30-40 minutes it took to do that because you got to set it up. Like Les Stroud from The Survivalist or whatever he's from. He walks away, and we were talking about that this weekend. He hikes down for a mile and then records himself and then goes and has to pick up the camera.
100%.
It's pretty interesting.
Right.
I remember, Tony, you doing that on Car Wreck Trail in Aliso. You were going down and you would put the third person like static cam up, and then fortunately you found someone who would also film you, and that's always good. Like that, it's like, oh, good.
I found a hiker. A hiker held the GoPro for me that day. That was awesome.
Sweet.
It's fun when creators get to ride together when it's just the creators, because like, hey, is it okay if we're gonna stop and we're gonna film, we're gonna session this, and we're gonna get multiple angles. This is amazing. You guys want to do this? So good.
That's kind of what Sedona turns into, isn't it? Like that's the one time where we all, like a lot of us get together and just like, all right, he's getting the shot. What can we do to ham it up? Like we're all used to it. It's a rare opportunity.
I love it. You hear the echoing off the mountains. GoPro record.
I swear to you, when Brian, the old BKXC, was getting married, I really pitched him the idea of making a wedding video where like Seth is the guy officiating, or no, it'd probably be like Alex because he's the mountain biking Jesus, and then he would officiate the wedding. But then like everybody in the crowd, they'd be like, would turn on their GoPros at the same time, and you look at the crowd, and it's just all us content creators, just like just a whole like
Instead of a
thing.
clap.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
That would be epic. So he said no. He said no to that, but
he's got no patience for me. Let's be honest.
Darn it, that would have been amazing. Darn, that was gold.
Yeah.
I love that, Joe. Every time Brian's name comes up, you say that. So there must be some fun. I want to hang out with you and Brian because there must just be like a hilarious back and forth because you keep saying he's no peach tree. He just must get so annoyed at some stuff.
Yeah.
For you to say that every time, there's got to be some fun dynamics going on.
It's so funny. I mean, we've known each other for forever. So it's like, anybody you've known forever, it's just like you could just bounce. Like we complete each other's sentences, right? I don't know.
But yeah. You guys were in a music video together when you were in high school. I remember you were talking about that.
The Papa Roach music video.
I didn't realize that. You guys go back that far?
Yeah, we've known each other since maybe I don't know, 7th grade, maybe before that actually. But yeah, it's been a while.
Wow.
Well, and it's not like we were always best bros. Like we didn't hang out that much in high school and stuff. But like we figured it all out. We've known each other forever. So yeah.
We had, and there was, I think it was on one of your lives, Joe. There was a picture of you guys, like you were in a Hawaiian shirt in the middle of that.
Yeah. It was an ongoing gag to see who could find it, and still to this day, people will message me and be like, "Wait a minute, I heard you were in a Papa Roach video," and I'm like, "You find it? I'm not doing the work for you. You crazy?"
I'm looking now.
500 bonus point.
Oh yeah, let's take a look at this. This is Colorado Kid on the Papa Roach video. Wow.
It really is you. Look at you.
And Brian is on my left or right. So in the video, like I get right in the camera, but then he's also in there somewhere. So yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, so that's just been a thing years because I did notice. Yeah. For all you that don't know, if Joe's around and as soon as that camera goes on, it's a magnet. It's an absolute magnet for him.
Oh yeah.
Just gonna find his way towards it.
It's kind of like this. You just go. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Wait,
Mark, there was a good question back there about someone was asking about Pip. I think a lot of people want to hear an update about Pip who might have missed it.
Where did you see? Is it up or down?
It was a Q&A. It was Johnny U.
Yep.
Oh, yes. Tony, you want to give Johnny an update on Mr. Pip?
Oh, Pip is doing great. If you give me 10 seconds, I can go and bring him in here. He's doing fantastic. We just went to his favorite restaurant today, Lazy Dog. He gets his own meal there. I had a margarita and he had the chicken. So he's doing good. Like he was gone for 2 days, trapped in a backyard. We got a phone call for him to come. They think that they had our dog. They put him on FaceTime. I saw his little ears pop up and we got him back, man. I could not believe it. If not for getting trapped in a backyard for a day and a half, I think he would have been a goner. So I'm more traumatized by it than the dog because we didn't know what happened to him, but he is alive and well and happy and a little pain in the ass that he always is, back to normal. So he's doing good.
MTB TNA says, yes, please bring Mr. Pitt.
All right, I'll go get him.
That's how my wife described me when I came back from Downieville, by the way.
If you weren't trapped in the balcony,
yeah,
you'd have gone her.
Little pain in the ass. Came back.
Joe knows how to survive. Joe led the charge in Downieville. So and Nevada City, because we did Nevada City the next day, and he's a beast. You all have to know. Like we had like 12 people like on this group ride, and I think at least 10 of us, 9 to 10 of us, all e-bikes, not Joe, and just a couple others who weren't. Joe's a machine. And I know like you're training because you're a world traveler, but it was incredible because like I was sore after Downieville. I hadn't ridden in about like a month, but Joe's like, he's ready to go. And he was up in Nevada City. Like, we did a couple trails and Tony and I called it. And then Joe's like, well, I'm still going to hit this and that. And we could shuttle down here. And he meant it. And he's got the endurance to do it.
Yeah, we whittled it down from like when we started the Nevada City day. I think we had 12 or 13 of us, and it was like 2 of us by the end of it. So we did some good. What was her name? Starts with an A.
Andy. She's
Andy.
Awesome.
She's a beast.
Ripper.
Yeah,
She's
she was crushing it. She was crushing it. She's like, I got to ride Scott's Flat. I'm like, I'll take you down. Let's go. Like so. Yeah, and God, what's his other name? Jed. Yeah, he went down Scott's with us. He was kind of gassed, so he held off on a hoot lap with us. Then we came back to the top. He's like, I'm gonna roll with you. So he had a blast. When we got done with that trail, he's like, oh, that was so good. So like I'm stoked that he got on that. And like, despite being tired, I was like, look, we'll park my vehicle down at the bottom so we don't have to climb out. It's like a 40-minute climb out. It's not bad, but it's just like it's already the end of the day, kind of. So it was like, all right, let's just shuttle that bad boy out of there. And we had a blast. He had an absolute blast on that trail. So it was super
those
fun.
are two quality human beings and really great riders. So that was really cool. You got to ride with them.
Yeah, and I'm stoked I could show around the home trails and stuff. It's I ride Nevada City a lot, and I like Downieville a lot. So I'm glad I could. You guys already Downieville's pretty easy. You just go downhill. So like, but Nevada City, you just got to know where the trailheads are.
I have to say, I love Nevada City. Like for those of you in SoCal who haven't been up to NorCal, I actually think Nevada City is worth the drive. And I know like maybe if it's your locals, maybe the novelty wears off. But for those of you who like go to Sky Park and you love riding like upper to lower sleigh at Sky Park, Nevada City, like Hoot Trail in particular, it feels like that. Like it's just right through the woods. If you're on someone's tail, the dust is kicking up. So you have to decide like stay in the pack or back off a bit so you can see, because it gets that like real cloudy light shining in. But oh my gosh, the stoke in Nevada City was incredible. It's just, that was really fun, man.
Yeah, and once you get a tiny bit of rain out there, it's just pure hero dirt territory. So yeah, it's amazing. It's grippy as hell.
Look, he's got the pup.
Pip's back.
Here we go. There is Mr. Pip.
There
Hey, hello.
Welcome
Say
back,
hello.
buddy.
Oh, he's a good boy.
Look at that coy smile.
Hello, Tony.
I was trying to get it out of him.
Someone's hungry. Is that his belly?
All right, that's enough. He's tortured it enough.
That's enough.
He was smiling. He knows what he did.
Definitely knows what he did.
Debbie says it's a lens effect when it comes to that. We got our boys from Arkansas just jumped on as well. What's up, Scott?
That's such a damn good name. Narkansas. Brilliant. Brilliant.
It's kind of like yours. It's like that derivative name. Like it's just great.
Yeah, it could be anything, but it works. I like it.
Trademark that.
Yeah.
Get on that.
Yeah, those boys are great. Those boys are great. So the video, I got a couple of texts saying that the video seemed jittery when we were playing it. Yeah. So instead, I'm gonna reach out in there and I'm gonna pull out this gentleman right here. What's up, Frankie?
Hey,
Hey!
What's up, Frankie? I still regret not getting some hot pot action. I was doing other things when they were cooking it up, but it looked amazing.
It was
good. Yeah, the hot pot was good. Definitely, had a whole bunch of fun hanging out. Man, I'm still hungover from the trip. It's good. It's good.
There was
what happened?
Hoops going on, but I don't think that's what you're talking about, Frank.
Yeah. No, you didn't even play ping pong with us till the wee morning like we did. That was pretty fun.
Yeah,
you did. You were there. You took off, but yeah.
I was pretty tired throughout at the end of the trip. It was good. It was good.
That's good. That means you had a good trip.
Yeah, it was an awesome trip.
Yeah. So speaking of people who work their ass off, if you're not following Frankie's channel and seeing where it's going, this guy, man, full on e-bike and like just keeps improving the quality of the videos. Him and Ellen, his wife Ellen, like they're just an awesome couple. It was really cool to be able to hang out and ride with them in Downieville. But definitely check out what Frankie's up to. It's well worth it.
Yes.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you.
Great content. I love Frankie. I love your scoring. How you score is the Frankie scale, Frankie score scale or something like that.
Yeah, send it Frankie's EMTB scale. I haven't done it for a while. I have a new series coming up, so pretty much just trying to interview everybody with their e-bikes and what they're customizing their e-bikes, how they're customizing their e-bikes.
Ooh, a new series? Is that
so? Are we calling this "Who's Cheating the Most," or is it like who's cheating harder, or what's the name of the?
The biggest cheater.
We knew that was coming from Colorado.
That's good. It's like the Biggest Loser, but the biggest cheater. We're right on the money here. This is great. You'll get all the people. You'll get the haters and the lovers coming in all at once.
Yes. And the e-bike with a secret twist throttle goes to.
I'm trying to convince Frankie, as part of this series, he should do it over a hot pot because that hot pot is becoming infamous. That would be a great discussion about the bike.
This was year number 2 for the hot pot. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Frankie, for the folks who may not know what the hot pot is, give them a little taste of what the hot pot is. See what I did there, Joe? You're rubbing off on me. Give them a little taste of it.
I like your style.
Okay, so like hot pot, you can if none of you guys had anything before, but like the closest thing I can think of is a fondue.
Ooh,
Right.
yum.
So it's it's like it's a very Asian thing. The Japanese has their thing, the Chinese has their own type of hot pot, Korean have their own type of hot pot, Thai has their own hot pot, Vietnamese has their own style, and everybody has their own taste. So so everybody, it's a very communal thing, very social. Everybody sits around in a pot and everything comes.
Wait, people sit in the pot?
Wait, yeah.
Around
the question. Oh, around
And
the
then
pot.
around-
This is turning into that open hole thing we talked about at the beginning of the live stream. This is just getting. What time
Also
is it?
known as a jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Like a Bugs
Hot
Bunny
pot,
episode. On the Sorry. Go
Whoever
ahead, Frankie.
finishes first wins. Finishes eating first. Okay, sorry. Let's continue. Sorry, Frankie.
Stage is yours.
Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, you boil the veggies, and like what spokesman MTB is saying is just boil water, and then there's a lot of variations. You have like the broth, as you have chicken broth, beef broth. You can have like dum yum broth, like Adam loves dum yum. You can have like pho broth, any type of broth, and whatever you have around the table. You have raw meats, chicken, pork, veggies, and everything, and then you just eat as you go.
Yeah.
So if you're kind of hungry and you talk and you social and you boil whatever you boil inside the broth, and then take it out, you dip it in soy sauce, any type of sauce, hot sauce, whatever sauce you want.
Ooh.
And it's usually done with a group of people, and it's usually a lot of alcohol involved.
Well, that's what was fun about it, is that we were drinking and hanging out, and we were going to be doing that for a while. And it wasn't like you get this big meal at once where you're full. You just kind of snack on stuff as you go along, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm not hungry, but this is delicious. Like you can drink and eat without getting like bloated.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, and you and
hungry.
Ellen were so kind, because you made like Tony and I these little bowls and like brought it to us of the hot pot. And I have to say, even beyond that, like the whole vibe with our group, everything was so communal feeling. Everything was just like, oh, you want this? Yeah, I'm going to get this. You need that. It was
cool. Good. It was really good to hang out with you guys. I mean, I didn't get to spend as much money at Downieville, because usually when we go on these big trips, Ellen, my wife, she loves cooking. She loves doing her own thing. So, we had steak, we had teriyaki chicken.
That was good. The chicken was amazing, and you cooked it with what's that border thing called? You had like
it's like a little Japanese grill that we have. I would say if any of you guys had a Japanese yakitori, they use that with the chicken skewers. They grill on that.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, I stimulated the economy enough for all of us. Trust me.
Yeah.
A lot of stimulation happening on
did,
my
Joe.
end. And I will say I probably kept that ice cream shop afloat, because every day I was going to get affogato. I've been swearing that I'm going to get one of these things like espresso and vanilla ice cream. And I was like, you know what? That sounds good right now, because I was tired, man. I woke up early, got there, we rode, all this stuff. I was like, I need a little pick me up. So I went to the ice cream shop. Espresso, vanilla ice cream. Probably the greatest decision I've ever made.
And you needed a refuel, because you were riding like a beast.
Man, I hadn't eaten anything. I didn't eat breakfast. And so and then all I had was some granola bars. So that's why before the hot pot started, I went and got a big old chicken sando about the size of my head. Yeah. And I ate that. And then they were like, you want some? I'm like, well, wait, what timing, guys, timing.
You need a granola sponsor, Joe, because you were definitely devouring the granola. Someone sponsor that man with granola.
I know.
Yes.
I had that one company, Nature's Bakery. They sent me a bunch of a big old box of stuff, because I featured them in one video and tagged them, and they're like, we're going to send you some stuff. I'm like, cool. But I need more. I need just an ongoing stack of stuff.
And then hide it in all kinds of different pockets. Just pull it out of your armpit.
Yeah, exactly.
Pull them out everywhere.
Exactly.
So was there enough Everyman Jack to go around to keep you boys smelling good as you were out on the trail sweating all day? Because that's a long ride. Is that right? Like Downieville, that ride is all day?
No, it just depends.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, we have a group of people, so it was a few hours. So, you know, with the group, you want to keep everyone together. We had all level riders. But if you're just going to go, if you're a pretty decent rider and you want to go down, what do you think, Joe? Hour 15, hour?
Yeah, you could probably do it hour and a half or less. Like if you just bomb down it, you're talking like 16 miles downhill. So it's like you can get through it pretty quick. Oftentimes we end up stopping, talking, taking in the scenery, and especially with a group, it's like make sure everyone's safe. So it's like, yeah, you definitely go to slower pace, and there's a lot of great scenery anyway, so it's worth stopping. But like, yeah, there's guys, there's a few people that have done this. That basically, it's about a 45-minute ride as a shuttle up to the top of the mountain, and they get the guys off the shuttle, get them on their bikes. There are a few people in history that have done this, where they beat the shuttle back to town.
Oh yeah,
wow. What?
Wow.
Yeah,
there's the guy, the Trail Peak guys.
Yeah, the Peterson Bros. Yeah, they're incredibly. You got to just haul ass and hope nobody's in front of you. Probably on a weekday this would happen, but yeah, you just got to be moving. So
if I had that skill and I had ridden it a number of times, I could see the fun.
Yeah.
But what you said, Joe, is so true. Half of the joy of that ride is you're in the middle of nature, like just right there. And it's Andy was telling me a story where you both stopped and all you said was, "Hey, look back." And she said she would have missed it, but she got to experience these waterfalls.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's the beauty of Downieville is like, it's not the same ride from top to bottom. It changes constantly. And it's gorgeous the way it changes.
Yeah, I always try to point that out too, because like it's a part of the cliffside where if you go left, you're dead. So like you're focused kind of on the trail. So I usually like find this little spot to pull off and go look behind you, look at that, and it's like just waterfalls and stuff. You just don't see it. I put it in my video. I specifically highlighted that part because a lot of people just haul ass through it, and like justifiably so, because on the left is death, like certain death.
Ooh, Steve, Joe, that's a great segue, Callie. For this, let's see if this will play.
Forward in like towards the end, you can see that shot actually.
Okay,
I already jumped in. Keep going.
I just saw shirtless CaliradoKid.
Yeah,
that's worth tuning into this podcast.
Okay, go back. That was it. Yeah. So right there, hit it right there. Yeah, go back a little further, tiny bit. This is the section we're talking about. So there's a cliffside exposure you can see right there. Yeah, you can go right there. It's fine.
Oh, is this first divide?
Why are you getting me shirtless? Hey, you gotta pay attention. This is my OnlyFans. No, it's fine.
Yeah, and it's frozen.
Okay, so this section right here, you can see the waterfall, and then you can also see the emerald green water. But look at when I highlight the cliffside here. So if you hit play, you can go for it, and you'll just kind of see, just to like highlight this section we're talking about here.
You come across First Divide. Now, First Divide's another pretty mild trail, but the scenery's fantastic. And look at this exposure that you're going to come up to.
Whoa.
Yeah, so this is where you ride that cliffside right here, right? And so as you haul ass around,
this is legitimately my favorite part of Downieville, and every time I ride here,
and so you see the cliff on your left, right? And so you just got to pull off right here if you're going to get the scenery, and you got to hope nobody's behind you. But there's the view.
Wow. That's what you.
Now I know why I missed it. That's gorgeous.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it. You can stop it right there. But like that's it's cool, and it's just like, again, unless you stop in that little spot, and if you got people behind you, you can't stop there because there's a cliffside. So I usually know who's behind me, and I'll be like, hey, look back real quick. And sometimes you get lucky because if there's people behind you, it's not a good place to stop at all.
They try to pass you on your left.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna die. You're gonna fly.
Even the video like that, when you're there, that's just straight, like, you're going down.
Yeah. Ooh. I almost felt like trying to film it with the drone. It was like shale. It's like shale rock. So you just never know.
Yeah.
Ooh,
it's a little slick.
As I was saying, I would have accidentally just yeeted myself off.
I could see that happening in Downieville accidentally. If you really get cruising, there's some it comes up on you fast, right?
Yeah, it does. People have died out there. It happens not regularly, but frequently enough. Like because you've seen there's parts where there's just massive cliffside exposure with a little slip, and people just won't find you. Like, so it's advantageous to ride in groups, and this happens to a lot of mountain bike trails, right? There's some crazy stuff out there. I don't know that I would ride solo there. I try to avoid it because, again, all it takes is like a little slip off the cliff, and they don't know you're gone until that you don't come back. And to find you down there is really hard.
Ooh. I think that's key. What you said, like Downieville, it's long. What is it? 14 miles? Is that what it is?
It's about 16, I think.
Okay, so 16. So if you go alone and you get a flat, you get an injury, you roll your ankle, and no one else is around, you don't have reception. There was times a couple of people had some leaks in their tires, and I was just trying to like text Tony to let him know, hey, what's going on. It's futile. Nothing's going through.
Yeah, there's no
next
service.
year, your idea, Adam, we're going to do walkie-talkies.
Yeah, for the front and the back, and just so you communicate. Yeah.
So here's a funny thing, not funny, but you know those shows like the danger shows, like I Shouldn't Be Alive and all those shows. Downieville was on one of those low budget shows. The guy, guy fell off. Yeah, the guy fell off the side. He had to get helicoptered out because he had broken bones. And it's like you said, Joe, like there's no service and there's nothing really you can do. Like you can't like walk him out of the trails. You're out there, so you have to get medevac out. There's no way you can get a car in there unless you're at like one of the end portions. So you really do have to be careful. Luckily, he was with a group, and one of them went to the end of the road and got help. But yeah, he was pretty much just stuck. Like,
okay, now I want to look it up because I love those shows. Like, well, I don't love what's happening to people, but they're so engaging, right? Like I Shouldn't Be Alive, but now I want to see it. After being at Downieville, you get a new appreciation for how quickly a thing could turn if you're phoning it in.
Yeah. I do a quick search on it because it was on YouTube, so you could do a YouTube search for one of those. It wasn't like I Shouldn't Be Alive is like a show I really like.
I did
like
too.
It was great. It's like really well done.
Yeah, it's kind of a spoiler alert,
this
though,
is like
right?
a B version show of that. What's that?
I was thinking, is that a spoiler alert show? Like, I Shouldn't Be Alive. You're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he survived this one. You know, cliffhanger. Yeah, it's like
the story's still good. We started Star Wars in episode 4. Everyone's kept with it. So.
Sometimes they freak you out though. Like they're alive, right? And they only show their head, and then it's like a survival show, right? So then like the frostbite ate away their whole leg or something.
Oh god,
You're like,
there's a shark stuck to their arm.
Yeah,
still there. Like haven't been able to get them off since I watched Jaws.
It's the same shirt he's wearing. I don't know, man. It's pretty brutal show.
MTBTNA says, if it's called walkie-talkie, why isn't a vacuum called a pushy sucky?
I think I can get with that. I'll start calling it a pushy sucky from now on.
Trademark that.
It checks out.
Valid point.
It does check out. Thank you, Lauren. That does check out. We had this is actually a good point right here. When you're in areas where your cell phone doesn't work, the Garmin InReach or Apple iPhone in SOS mode.
So believe it or not, I had experience with that recently. So we did the first ever Everstoke Enduro, the shirt right here. That's Brian, the old BKXC and Aaron's property out near Gray Eagle, which isn't that far from Downieville. It's like 45 minutes or so, maybe a little bit more. So they have 91 acres out there. They hosted their first ever, kind of small enduro race. And there was like almost 50 registrants, kind of small place. So it's like still getting going. Anyways, one of the guys hit one of the jumps and went down hard, man. He was out for a couple minutes. We luckily there was medic on hand, and then the people were close by in town to come to get him. But his watch got completely smashed, his Apple Watch, and it had called his relative. It called his family.
Oh, wow.
So it notified them that something had happened. And that's like, man, you think about that. You're right. That's such a great point. It's like, man, that is very useful.
Yeah. For what we all do. That's crazy. Spokesman MTV is saying, hey, honey, where's my pushy sucky? And his next is slap.
I'll do that tonight to my wife, and I'll record it and see what her reaction is.
No. That's a one-shot viral video there. Colorado.
I think it's worth vacuum. I think it's worth saying, if anybody's listening to this or watching it right now and you're excited, like, hey, I want to go on the Outsiders Patreon Downieville trip, or like his big trip. Don't let what we just talked about scare you. Like, really, everyone's out for each other. Like, you're not going to be left alone out there. It's a really, really supportive group, and it's absolutely worth signing up for and doing. We're just being very honest that these trails aren't trails that you phone it in on, or you sleep on it and act like you can treat it like your home trails. You really have to respect the fact that you're out in nature, but you are out with a good crew of people who are going to have your back.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that are walking sections. It's no shame in that. There's better safe than sorry. Like, it's just about the whole experience, not just about going and sending it. It's about experiencing something. So
yeah. Callie, let's take the folks on a beautiful part of your video. What as far as scenery goes, where can I go to show them like a highlight of this video that shows that trail?
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, I mean, like I think there's a lot of. I can't remember. It's been so long since I made that video, Mark. Scroll to any part. I mean, you guys get it. It's like in the forest, so like you get the idea. But yeah, that backward shot is pretty good. There's I don't know.
Oh, hey, it's college football.
Oh wait, it's college football.
Oh wait, now, do we click on this? This is your video. If I if we click on this, will it get more monetization? We gotta click on it.
What are you trying to do? We can't see what you're doing.
We can't see what you're looking at.
Oh, I didn't have it on. Okay, sorry. Here we go. There we go.
Oh yeah, that's going into the first ravine. Yeah. Oh yeah, I had the Sky Dio rolling that day and everything too, man. Yes.
Is this towards the top or is this in the middle?
No, this is like the start of the chunk. Right when you pass this section, you're into the gnarly stuff.
Yeah, this is the gulch.
Yeah, the gulch.
Oh, look at that.
He makes it look flawless. Look at this.
No doubt.
Oh yeah, I
that's
got
what
the
didn't
rewind
do.
feature and everything.
I didn't. Yeah.
And it
Look
may
at
not
that
look
yaw
like
there.
much.
And then I got a
This
video of
particular
everybody
feature
failing,
is
so
the
I looked
dash
really good here. That was
Yeah.
really the trick to
When I
make me
first
look
started
good.
riding Downieville, this place crushed me every time. And as you can see here, it's still not that easy.
It stuffs
Yeah.
people, man. I don't know what it is, but it stuffs
The
people.
right amount of speed just might be able to clear it every time.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
all
not
about the
good.
initial drop in. You got to get that speed first.
Nothing over, baby.
Oh, look at that.
And ladies and gentlemen, the warm-up is now over. Welcome to Downieville Downhill. Baby, it's about to get chunky. Strap in.
I just felt like I was at NASA.
Yeah. Grab it.
No,
But
how
that's
was it
true.
riding
This is
the-
where the trail really starts. This is where you really start to get like, okay, here we go. It's chunky
Yep.
everywhere and fast.
section is chunky.
Joe, does it feel much different from this bike to the new Rebel that you were on? Or did you take the
Yeah,
Rebel?
so the Rebel just has less travel, and I'm starting to find the limitations of that and chunky stuff like this. So I'm actually going to bring the Yeti out of retirement this weekend and take it up to North Star.
Oh.
But that's all right. You can pause this, Mark. It's so pixel. You got to get your faster internet. That's what we got to do. But like,
Is it
yeah, everybody gets the
pixelated?
point.
It's very, very choppy.
Yeah, it's choppy. So don't worry about showing it. But like, they get the idea. I mean, like Tony's made some great videos out there too. So I'm a little bummed I didn't record. I brought my new GoPro and stuff, and I still haven't touched the thing. I bought a new GoPro 12, and I'm gonna go to Spain and just hope it works. Like, this is gonna be great. What an idiot! Like, I'm gonna shoot a video out there. Okay.
Mountain Bike Q&A is asking, Tony, new Patreons this year?
I think he's out on the ride here.
Oh, and any new patrons this year?
Any new Patreons this year?
I don't know. I think Christian was there. There was a couple new people, but it was very much like the last group that was there. But yeah, there was a few new people, and everyone acclimated really well. It just felt like we known each other for a while. It wasn't awkward. It wasn't like one of those get to know each other. Everybody just kind of fit right in like a puzzle, like a jigsaw puzzle.
Like a jigsaw puzzle.
Good peoples. Good peoples.
Good people
Absolutely.
always.
Yeah. So we're talking about the GoPro 12. Callie, you got the GoPro 12.
Mhm.
Tony, did you grab the GoPro 12 as well?
I have not purchased it yet. I'm just not feeling the need yet. Once I feel like it's, I don't know if it has enough. Joe, why did you buy it? You tell me. You convinced me.
So the primary advantationism to it is that so the Hero 9, which I still have here, with the GoPro or the Media Mod, it is restricted to 2.7K when you shoot with it. So the 12 has full 4K with the Media Mod with an extended, I think, 177 degrees field of view, which is like really what you want. And really what I can hopefully get out of this process is both vertical and horizontal at the same time. And I've seen some of the footage of that. So your camera's mounted horizontally, but you can still capture vertical with it.
Yeah.
And so there's like really good potential because nobody knows what I ride like, and I don't have any riding footage of me anymore. Like I don't ever shoot it. So, and nobody takes it of me. So it's very rare that anybody sees it. But so this might be a chance to actually put a clip or two up somewhere on the stories or something.
Yeah,
But
that's cool.
I mean, I'm going to shoot it in Spain, see how it goes. It shoots like bigger, like square. And I think you can really fine tune that for vertical. But really what I want is like the maximum view, because here's the trick, guys. Look, let me get honest with you guys for a second. Look, the reason why so many of these people look like they're fast on the trail, it's because they've got a really wide field of view. They got that Insta360 where they're putting it like 400 degrees and everything's flowing by them so fast. But if you ride behind them, they're slow as hell. So look, that's what I need. I need my footage to look fast, and maybe this will solve that problem.
Little bit of anger coming out right now.
Oh my gosh, dude! What did I just break? I don't know. I just been seeing like so much stuff lately where like people's thumbnails are ridiculous. Like it's preposterous. Where it's like this ultra wide, like basically 280-degree field of view where, oh, this trail is gnarly. And then you go look at it, you're like, this is a normal trail. But they get millions of people to click in because their thumbnail's ridiculous. And I'm like,
I know who you're talking about, Joe, and I'm with you.
I'm like, maybe we need to start playing the game, dude. We need to start, because I was like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, dude, come on, this is silly. But like, there's like a million views on a video. I'm like, oh my God, maybe so maybe in Spain, I'll just have a shot of like a whole planet basically, and it'll be like, this is the earliest planet I've ever ridden, you know?
Yeah. This is why all my footage, my first person footage on a trail, it's just me walking down the trail with my helmet. And then I go, well, look, it's going to be the same speed on or off the bike, people. It's
yeah. But you've got the gnarliest walking footage on a mountain bike anyone else.
So fast.
There's something to that.
Send it as I try and gingerly walk down the feature. It's great.
Yeah.
Frankie, what are you using? Do you have the 12 or what do you use?
No, I'm still on the 9.
Oh, I'm on the 10 still. It's like phones. I don't want to get the new one every year unless I really like. Joe has a need for it. Sounds like he's been waiting for these features. You know.
Yeah,
so
honestly, it's still all the same stuff though. I mean, basically your 9 is fine. Like it's like does just fine.
I'm on the 11. I just don't know if I
filter is necessary.
Yeah, the 11's fine as well. Like I said, that one feature, the media mod, being able to widen up the view a little bit more for me. Like, and I had the 9, so like the shooting 4K with the media mod, I think is an important feature to me because I could see the softness of the 2.7K when I edited. Yeah. So that's like a selling point for me, and like it's been years and years since I bought one, so it's like advantageous, I guess. But
you went from the 9 to the 12. That's a big one. So
this should be a decent enough leap.
Are you holding out, Frankie, or are you going to get the 12?
I don't know. I haven't been doing much POV. I'm thinking I need to upgrade a bigger camera.
For like the studio?
Full frame, full sensor, because I'm doing a lot more.
It's a slippery slope, buddy. It's a slippery slope. Look out.
Look at what Tony's got over his shoulder.
That's what Tony's got. I'm doing
like
a lot
this?
more like slow-mo, close-ups, and all that stuff. So, like,
I said that he had to get a bigger.
Wow, look how clear that is.
That's so clear.
That's so clear.
It's like being right in Joe's face.
This camera was this camera was so cheap and affordable. It was really like a bargain bin Sony A7S III.
Oh man!
Wow, slippery slope.
right there.
What do you have back there, Tone?
The A7C, which is basically, would you say it's about the same camera?
I don't know. There's little differences. Like all these cameras are so weird. I don't know. Like, as long as it's got a flippable screen, you need a screen that can face you. You need like the full frame is advantageous. The autofocus features on the Sonys are phenomenal. So it makes your life so much easier. Yeah. Like it is so good that like basically, and we could just talk tech all day long, but like if I hold this up, it will not focus on this camera like anywhere. It'll stay on me. I have to literally put my like out of my face to actually get it to focus, because even if I put like a little bit on my face, it'll catch me.
Yeah.
So
that's incredible.
Yeah, it's such a good system.
Mount by Cune is saying for Frankie, Sony FX9, Frankie.
Yeah, for video.
And then spokesman saying get an A7 III from Sony.
A7S III is the best camera I've ever owned in my life. Like there's no question about it. It was worth every penny for how much I've used it and how much I've put through it. Like I beat the hell out of this thing, and it's 100% worth it.
Yeah, man. Debbie's having a good time watching us. Or without the close up of your face there. She's laughing. MTV.
Sorry, I don't want to turn anybody on too much tonight. All right. Sorry about that, spokesman.
It already sounds shirtless.
Yeah. Sorry, Steve.
Yes. This is a good quality show tonight. MTV TNA is saying iPhone 15. What are we in the space age? Working the 13 here. Yes. Oh, 13. Look at this. Mm-hmm. Look at this. Spokesman saying you can turn that face recognition off if you want, Joe.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
Yeah. Joe wants his face recognized.
Look at I've got an iPhone 13 still too, guys. Like it's fine.
Oh, hey. So I need to let me know if I can book that the person you just had on your phone there. I need one saying nice tires.
Oh yeah.
Hey Mark, nice tires. Hey Mark, nice tires. Yeah. That's the line.
So good.
Joe, your wife is beautiful.
She's so hot.
I know. It's just sometimes our mustaches get intertwined, but other than that, like it's pretty amazing.
I guess what I like is mustache.
I just picture you guys combing each other's mustaches after dinner, and
so beautiful.
Yeah,
really good.
Do you guys know the answer to this? For those of us still rocking the 11, can you still film horizontal and grab vertical, or is that only via the 12?
I think you have to turn it.
With the 11, you still have to go vertical.
Yeah.
You can't capture vertical off of this.
I don't think so. I think that's what Joe was saying. Is that
I don't know if you can film in the square mode. Like, for example, I got the media mod, so hopefully I can pull it from that. Should have played around with this. I'm gonna try to do it this weekend. But like, you can shoot in a square, and then you can crop to widescreen, and then you can crop to vertical with that square shot. I don't know. I'm assuming you could do at least that in the 11. I assume so. I think like the media mod thing gives me wider horizontal. I don't know. I'm gonna play around with it. I'll let you know.
Mark, you can. I've cropped it in the 11, but it just crops into the middle. It doesn't bring it together. It just looks like the middle of the handlebars.
Oh, so you really got to shoot in the middle of the frame.
Yeah.
You're that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. Spokesman saying the 11 shoots 7x8, almost square, and you can crop pretty good vertical. So yeah, exactly what you guys were just saying.
Yeah,
you just got to make sure you line up that shot right down the middle.
Yeah, and I shoot in super view, so it's already widened out. So it's gonna be really, unless if I shot in linear, it'd be a lot easier. Tech talk.
No, this is good. This is good. MTB TNA's loving it. She's laughing. Mountain Bike Q&A said, Joe, your wife, she's so handsome.
Handsome? You son of a bitch.
Oh man, you guys. So going back to the Downieville next year. So Tony, I know that you had changed it from like a hotter time of the year to the fall, right? So you thinking now that you've done it in the fall and you've done it on the other side of the season, are you going to go back to the summer beginning or to the fall again?
I don't know. It's a little early, but I was talking to Adam about, I had an idea, maybe do 2 next year. I'm going to San Luis Obispo. I'm working with the Chamber of Commerce of San Luis Obispo in November. So I'm going to talk with them about possibly doing something with them. So if we can get a hotel booked, save up, shut off some rooms for us and work out a kind of a deal with them. It's possible to have one in San Luis Obispo earlier in the year, and then maybe one in Downieville later. I'm not promising anything. I'm just going to try to put my charm hat on and try to talk to them when I'm out there and see what we can come up with, But I don't see why they wouldn't want to be doing. They're advocating for mountain biking. They're bringing me out there. They're putting me up. Why wouldn't they want a group of us to do that? So we'll see how it goes when I'm out there next month.
God, I love it out there. San Luis Obispo is such a beautiful spot. I used to live in Shell Beach, so that whole coast area. Love that spot. Love that spot.
Yeah, and it's a little bit closer to home here in SoCal, and it's about 4-hour drive, and we could do both. I think more people would come to this one, and then we have our diehards that are going to go to Downieville every time.
Which is worth going to. Sign up on his Patreon because it's worth it. I don't know how much it is anymore, but it's not a lot. It's worth it. $4. There you go.
A month.
That's good.
That's
That's good.
What
and
else
I already got
to $4 a month.
Yeah, and I got to peek that video early, you guys, for my Patreon, for Tony's Patreon that I'm a member of. That was great, which is going to be coming out. The video will be going out to the main public when, Tone?
Monday morning, Downieville video. First one's going to come up, and then the following week will be Nevada City. And then after that, we're here we go. We're back in business. We're doing videos weekly.
Nice.
Wow. That's exciting.
You bring it back
to sign up for the Patreon. Get it. And by the way, Tony promised before I ever signed up for Patreon, he said, all your wildest dreams will come true. One of my wildest dreams is that one day, Send It Frankie and Send It Ellen would cook hot pot for me while I'm out in Downieville. And it absolutely happened. So
there you go.
And teriyaki chicken.
All that chicken was good.
That wasn't on the list, Frankie. Take it easy.
So hey, I took 2 extra days to Tahoe. And
how was it?
It was good. So I did the first day, on that day we did 2 rides. We went to Armstrong to Corral, which Joe recommended us. It was the awesome trail.
Super cool, right?
It was super cool.
That's a good ride.
Ellen had a blast on that trail. And then we took a short rest, and then we went to Christmas Valley.
Oh, you did both our rides.
Ooh. Yes. Oh, man, Christmas Valley was awesome.
Yeah, it's got some chunk on the way down, and it's a nice little
very chunky. Actually.
Very chunky, yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah. So
really cool part.
We stayed at base camp.
Cool.
It was good. Good. we didn't want to like come home directly from Downieville.
Yeah.
You know, like leaving that place and then like you're on the 5.
You're already out in a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Tahoe's incredible, man. There's so much to offer out there.
good.
The scenery alone is amazing. The lake is beautiful. Like it's unreal. And then getting back on the flat 5 where it's just boring as hell for 6 straight hours.
Yeah.
That was tough. But then after Tahoe, we took 395 down, which is like scenic all the way.
Oh yeah.
So it made the ride home so much better.
That's great.
Yeah, because that goes towards Mammoth, right? 395.
Yeah,
dude, that drive's unreal. Like that's the first time I made that drive, and I went down to Mammoth recently, and like Mammoth was unreal, but then that drive was just like scenic the whole way. I was just happy to make the drive. It was cool.
Yeah,
good call.
Those little towns until you get to Bishop, and then you climb up the mountain towards Mammoth. It's so pretty there. Frankie, did you take an EV or did you take a gas car?
I took the Tacoma.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
So I'm not fully electric. Only on my bike, I'm fully electric.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought you have a Tesla at one point?
No,
that wasn't. I'm putting that in your pocket.
Yeah. Hopefully, maybe we'll see if a Tesla can have a thing in my videos. But I think Tacoma right now is still a pretty good choice because we do plan on going in further deep into the mountains. So that Tacoma right now seems still a good match for the channel.
Car choice, that's really important. Car choices, I'm realizing, if you're really into mountain biking, is kind of a big deal, because the more you get into it, it just leads you to places where you really want a vehicle that is kind of a do-it-all for you to pack up, to load the bike up, everything. And your Tacoma's not that old either.
No, my Tacoma was a 2022.
Oh yeah, mine's 2007. The paint's falling off. Like it's 180,000 miles now, and it's still chugging right along. I haven't had that thing serviced in years, dude. They're just gonna last forever. I swear to God, I'm not kidding around when I say I take better care of my bike than I do of my truck. Like it's preposterously true. But like, here's something I think about with the electric vehicles and why I couldn't do it. Like because, like, say for example, Sedona. I went to Sedona and I had to get home the next day. I drove 14 hours straight, got home, boom. If I did that on an electric vehicle, I'd have at least 2 stops where I got to sit around for 45 minutes and wait for the damn thing to charge. Like that sucks, man. Like I don't like the idea of that one bit. Just like whenever you pass those charging stations, everybody's just standing around twiddling their thumbs. Like, this is what we're going to do for 45 minutes now, guys. Let's hang out. And they're like, oh, it's by a restaurant and you could eat. I'm like, I don't want to. Like, I want to get home.
I don't want to.
Yeah. I just can't imagine it, dude.
Half of those places don't even have restrooms or anything. That's just it. Just a charging station.
Let's all hang out and sit around and play on our phones for 45 minutes instead of just going, boom, done, go.
Right.
I will destroy the planet every chance I get.
Do we all have Tacomas here? I got it in 2019. Frankie's got one. Joe's got one.
Yeah.
Anybody else? No.
Adam's got a Subaru. That kind of counts. That kind of counts.
I got the Outback Wilderness, and I am a very happy man for that.
Yes, that's a nice car. I miss.
Those things are awesome.
It passed the Tony test. 10 hours in the car with Tony. He fell asleep. It was great. On the way, he was very comcomfortable in that car.
It was very comfortable. I did the classic, like you're falling asleep, and then
I was like, what?
I did it twice. Adam's like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, man. I just didn't know where I was.
I can confirm that because he did that when I was like watching him sleep and he woke up. He must have got a sense that I was watching him, like, in the hotel. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah. I can't confirm that reaction real time. I was like,
you're flashing the light
apples.
They're red inside. And they're delicious.
Yeah.
So
you know what else is red inside? Okay.
Hi-yo, Colorado. Are you allowed to talk about the Subaru commercial yet, or is that still?
Yeah, it aired it. I just got my paycheck.
Nice.
Yes, baby.
I thought it would be like a briefcase.
Colorado. Joey, what's the name? Hollywood, Colorado. No,
Hollywood, Colorado.
Caliwood, no, I don't know how that would work.
How was that whole thing, and how'd you get casted for that?
Interesting. Like, yeah. So the process now is like sometimes, and you guys know this, you get all your inbox fills up with all kinds of random stuff, and sometimes like there are weird emails and stuff, and sometimes they're not, and those are the ones you take more seriously. Like when it's like something 0743 at the end, you're like, I'm not going to read this email. But like, yeah, they just kind of emailed me. It was a production company out of Los Angeles, and they reached out and we jumped on a call together, and there was like 3 people on the call, including me, just kind of giving me the overview of the project. And I was like, yeah, I'm in. This sounds like fun. I was like, so yeah, they had me come out to LA to shoot this thing, and like, big fancy camera, 10 people on set. I'm just the acting talent. So I was talking to them about it. It's weird because, we're all used to doing that in front of cameras, like, and I was kind of in my element there, but it's weird having that many people around for that, like, because I could just do that by myself. So it's like, it was cool. They had like somebody on audio, somebody running the camera, the director, and all this stuff. They're lining up the shots. This is something they all spec'd out. They wrote it, they produced it, they did everything. All I did was show up and shoot it and leave. And I didn't have to edit it or anything. So yeah, they pushed that out on their channel. They have like 1 million followers or something on IG and on TikTok. This attention.com company or whatever it is, that was the production house. And so we shot it, yeah, and it like they edited it up and they just put it out like while we were in Downieville. It came out, so it was like, all right, sweet. But it was a good experience, and those things like tend to happen. Sometimes the inbox like gets a little random thing now, and I just say yes most of the time because I talked about it with them as well, with Adam and Tony and everybody. It was just like, it's such a learning experience, like being on set or whatever it is. Like there's something to grasp onto and a little bit of tidbit of knowledge I can gain from these things. So yeah, it was really cool.
That's awesome. What Subaru product were they showcasing?
It was the new 2024 Crosstrek Wilderness.
Ooh,
yeah,
that sounds like a good one.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. And like I bought my wife, I surprised her a couple of years ago. I surprised her with an Outback XT, like the year before they announced the Wilderness.
The Onyx,
like,
right?
This was a cool thing. I like showed up at the house. I opened the garage. I was like, hey, can you come like check something out real quick out here? And like I had the car. She's like, what is this? I'm like, that's your car. She's like, what? So
awesome.
That was one of the rare things that I did, was kind of cool. I don't know if she actually liked
she
the car.
cry into her mustache when
yeah, right into the, like just boogers all through here. It was a lot. It was a lot. I got lucky she liked the car, because like that would have been a horrible like surprise if you're like, here's this car, and she's like, I didn't want this car. Like,
yeah. That's a really nice gift. That's an incredibly nice and thoughtful gift. That's a great car.
Yeah. And I will say, like, I've taken that thing into the snow before, like, and you know, you can attest to this. I took it up to Tahoe once with the kids, and I was like, let's see what this thing can do. And there was like several feet of snow on the ground, and we just plowed right through it. I was like, that's what I want. Like, because Tahoe's close by, you know, you guys have Mammoth and stuff. Like when it snows, you can just drive up. It's fine. It's like, it's nice for adventurers like us.
I love that. Sure, I love that. I used to have a Subaru Outback, and there was a bad snowstorm going up to Summit in the winter at night, and it was mandatory chains. And when I got up to the front of the line, they just let me go on through. I was like, these guys are trying to kill me. And that Subaru just stuck to the road. It was so good.
Yeah.
And the clearance is wonderful. I mean, everywhere. Moving from Illinois, like clearance didn't matter. You go to SoCal, and all of a sudden you hit a dip out of a parking lot, and you know, your whole car is dragging on it. So I love the extra height on it.
Yeah. Is good. And Tony, you had a couple episodes sponsored by Mazda. I love that these car companies are starting to support mountain biking. And Subaru here, and then Tony, you had a deal with Mazda.
Yeah, I've been working with them for about a year now. Every time I go on a trip, they're supporting me, and I'm not going to announce it or anything, or it's up in the air, but I may be working with them on a full-time basis.
That's so cool.
Wow. Yeah. Dang.
Awesome.
We'll see.
Awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. Big time. Yeah, Rachel Strait with the Bronco. Ford's coming to the table too.
It's cool. Like, if you think about it, makes sense. Like, all the commercials now are advocating outdoors, and mountain biking are in the commercials, and it's like, why not go to the source with that? So hopefully and finally they're starting to come around and be like, yeah, they're calling up Joe, they're working with me, and you guys like are up next. Like, hopefully like the community will come together, and they'll just, it's starting to be like they're finally getting it. Like, all these brands are kind of even the bigger corpo ones are starting to like come down to earth and like, okay, this is where things are where things are happening now,
Yep.
It makes so much sense, because instead of fabricating it, and they get some actors and they fabricate the outdoor life, why not use somebody like you or Joe, so that when people see that, it's congruent with what they see of your content.
And it's organic. It's not like they don't really like the sales pitchy stuff where I'm like out there showing everything off, even though sometimes I do that. They just like when I'm in the car using the car, like talking in the car, introducing a video in the vehicle, like living within it. And like that's even easier for us too, because that's what we do. We're just using it, so it works. It just works. It's a good partnership.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I can see if the sales part was heavy. Tony's out there with a meatball suit on. Hey, everybody come check it out.
Eating meatball subs in the engine right off cooking on the grill.
That's always such an interesting like thing that we have to kind of weigh, you know, with our scales of like salesmanship-ness versus like entertaining. And like I've said it to people that have wanted to work with me, and like with the insurance one's a great example that I did today. Like there's such a fine line of like me being a bike salesman, like bike insurance salesman, versus like giving you information, you know, and like doing it in a fun way. And so like I'm not the salesman. Like I think I've done my research on the company. I do as much research as I can. I was talking with Doug while we were out in Downieville, and he was telling me he had great experiences with the company. You know, it's important that as we work with brands that we know that our fans and people that follow aren't going to get burned. So all those things, but it's like it's always that balance of like I always pride myself on making stuff that's fun to watch still, despite it being technically a paid thing, you know? And finding partners that like also accept that and are cool with it. And like, and that, I think everybody wins, you know?
Totally. I think there's something to say for a creator that can make that like, you know, like this video is sponsored by segment, make it fun and not like interrupting the video is a huge talent. And I think you do that, Joe. You know what I mean? Like it flows with the video instead of cutting off the video and then restart again. You know, like I think that's hard to do, and I think that's taken for granted a lot. But that's the essence of what I think makes that stuff work.
Yeah. I think that what you guys are dropping is a lot of gold for content creators or people who are on the come up with it. You got to be really discerning with the support and the things that you shout out. It's really nice and exciting at first to be like, oh yeah, like these brands are giving me a discount. But yeah, I mean, you just have to ask yourself, like, do you have a contact person at that brand? Like, is it really a partnership? Because, you know, like it's really, you start to find out it's really not that hard to get a discount on gear.
Yeah.
So it really becomes about the partnership. Who are the people you're working with? Do they believe in you? Do you believe in their product? Because it doesn't matter how big or small your channel is. You show something with enough passion and belief in it, and you really love it, it influences people, and they're going to make some major decisions based on that. So I would say be very discerning about who you jump into partnership with.
Unless they pay you enough. I mean, at that point, who gives a shit, you know?
How much is this full worth?
No, it's true, man. It's important. Like, and luckily there's a lot of great companies out there. Like I've worked with Stans, NoTube, I've worked with Chamois Butter, and they're all like the rad people behind the scenes are super cool. Bird Spokes, all these things. But it is important to be discerning. And it like I know early on when I had no subscribers, no followers, Tony was there. You know, there was a lot of great creators that like had good advice for, you know, how to deal with these situations and like, you know, making sure that integrity was still like a very important element of their channels too. Like, you know, if they're going to say something's good, it needs to be good and they need to have used it or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, that integrity and that passes through because then the people that watch the channel can just count on it being like, all right, well, he said it's cool. Like, at least I know that he likes it, you know, and you can believe him. So
it's true. I mean, you think about it, you're growing a channel, you're a content creator. It takes a while to build your reputation, your credibility, and to lend that to a brand right off the bat. If you're not vouching for them, isn't very smart because your credibility and your reputation go up in smoke with that, you know? So it's, I take it very seriously, and it's cool, Joe, you and all of us do. Like,
Yeah.
I learned that from Tony too. He was very cool. He's really good about giving advice if you reach out to him on it. But he said the same thing. He's like, look, like opportunities are going to happen. They're just going to happen. So like be really like dialed into the kind of opportunity you want, who you're working with and what they're giving you, you know? It's like, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I call Tony every time something comes up and I go, Tony, what do you think? Or I'm thinking this. It's just a great person to have in your back pocket.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah. Good. Steering us in the right direction.
Behind the scenes, Tony, and the kind of meatballs. And by the way, this is a huge mic. It's like,
it's massive.
Yeah,
it's not as big now when you put it to your face. Like when you put it back right in front of
it's
like,
way bigger.
It's like this. Like,
hey, today we have the mic on with the Colorado Kid.
Yeah, this is great. You know, like this is. I've just been wanting to talk to you guys this whole time. Wait, I really,
microphone.
I've really been really excited about this interview here, you know. I don't know, maybe we'll make this a regular thing. I don't know, you know. You go back further.
Like Lord of the Rings.
Huge.
Right? I don't know where I got this giant mic from.
That's the thumbnail. That's perfect.
Beautiful. That's a great thumbnail. This is that forced perspective. This is how they do Gandalf and the Hobbits.
There you go. There it is. Thumbnail. Someone take a picture of that and send it to us.
Okay, I'm sure
That
Steve
was
got it
epic.
already. I'm sure
That
Steve
was
got it
epic.
already. Yeah.
Oh, I think we got the still shot. That was perfect.
That's good.
Although it was
That
really
we
comfortable.
can.
It is a Nerf mic. It's kind of nice
Yeah.
just to.
Can I give people an advertising word of wisdom from the CaliradoKid?
Yes, please do. This
I
deserves a solo layout. I know it.
No,
Here it
it's
comes.
fine. I was talking with somebody today about this, and like, one, like, don't be afraid to ask if you've got a great idea. But more importantly, most of my original like pitches and things were very casual, like finding a brand that I like on Instagram and being like, hey, like, I've got a cool idea. Like, if you've got any marketing budget or whatever, let me know. And like, no pressure, but I just like, here's the idea. I thought it was really cool and it would be a cool thing to work together on. But again, no pressure. Let me know. You know, something as simple and casual as that can start helping you make money if you have a channel. Like those small things that if you've got an idea, it doesn't hurt to ask. It's like, just reach. And again, don't be like sales pitchy. I was just like, hey, I had this cool idea. Like, what do you think? And if so, like, not a big deal either way, but whatever. And that's how it started for me. That's like doing brand deals. That was really like the first start, was just that simple. Like, so
Great advice.
yeah, it's simple, but like, you gotta be like, you can't be afraid to be like, you know what? Like, I use your stuff. I had this cool idea for a thing. Like, let me know if you got it. And if you know, whatever, no pressure either way. And like, then at least, even if they say like, oh, not right now, at least you've established a contact in something. So, you know, maybe in the future you can work together or whatever, but don't be afraid to ask.
To that point, Joe, don't burn bridges. Because how many people have we met who worked for one brand and now they work for another brand? You know, like this is a really tight knit community. It's really important. Like, don't burn your bridges either.
Yeah, just make good friends in the industry. They're all over the place, bike companies, bike parts, all that stuff, but just have fun with it. I mean, like, that's like a content creator advice I could give, that, like, you know, anyways, that's it. That's my word of wisdom.
That's great. That's great advice. Because there's so many people that want to know how to get started or keep going, or if they want to change direction. It's nice. I mean, basically just be genuine and ask, find out. Don't be afraid to get the no's. Don't be afraid to reach out.
Yeah, a lot of it is cold calling. When I started the channel, I was like, don't get too bummed out. I mean, I worked on the other side of the industry where I was a marketing manager in skate, and I got hundreds of emails a day. And sometimes it's not that I didn't like the idea, it's just I didn't have time to get to it, or it just passed by me. Don't be afraid to reach out again. Reminder, like, it's not rude. It's just like, hey, a lot of the stuff I've worked with, like with stuff that's come through, is like, oh, hey, just want to reach back around again. If you didn't see this, and then it's like, oh, okay, thanks for like reminding me, blah 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 blah. So yeah, it's a lot of it is just perseverance, man.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, a lot of people may put self-limiting beliefs on them. Like, I already sent an email, but it's just one email, you know. So you're saying keep going. Don't be afraid to. Does
like,
it ever
give it a few weeks or something, and then be like, hey, just didn't know if you saw this, just want to put this at the top of your inbox or something like that. Something super easy, cheesy.
Yeah,
it's perfect. It's awesome. By the way, I will never eat popcorn the same way because of the chamois butter commercials.
Can't believe I made hundreds of thousands of people watch me eat popcorn out of my taint.
No,
those are the little joys I get out of life.
How do you think of this stuff? Are you just like driving to work and you're like, oh, I've got an idea?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I thought of 40 ideas when we were sitting there hanging out all weekend, you know? You guys know, I was sitting there like, wait, that's a funny idea. And I'd make notes of stuff, like, just constantly.
He literally gets out his phone to take a note. He's like, he's not even sleeping on that. Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise I'll forget.
We even got to brainstorm some with you, like throw some off people, and like, it was cool to see in action.
Because somebody was talking about, who was talking about waking up hurt or whatever, and like then being like, then the next little evolution of like that was like, I was like, well, what if you rephrase the way this works? So the premise would be like, if your buddy, you're hanging out with your buddy, there's two of you guys. One of the buddies is like, oh man, like, you know, my parents died or something, like something really serious, you know, where it's like that, and then the other buddy's like, we're still gonna go riding, right?
Yeah,
yeah. Like, you know, it's I'm gonna phrase it so it's like funny, but it's like just a quick, you know, thing where it's something really tragic. And the guy's like, we're still going right. He's got all his gear in his arms, like, we're still going riding though, right?
But you brought your bike, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's just gonna be like that. It's just simple. It's like, all right. And that came from someone else's tragedy, you know. That's
I remember that story was Adam woke up with a little thing happening with his eye, and then Tony
that's right.
Are we still going?
Yeah, that's right.
He wasn't callous
like, we're still riding, right?
For those who don't know, because I haven't told anybody, I woke up on the trip. We rode Downieville one day, and I woke up Saturday morning. We're going to do Nevada City, and I had a headache. And I looked in the mirror, and the right side of my face was drooping. This is a true story. It's a serious story.
Yeah, it freaked me out. I was trying to play cool, but I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So I thought, Tony hit me in the morning because we were right across the hall from one another. He's like, "Hey man, you up?" And
Joe's out there riding around already. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was on my balcony.
Yeah. I was just like, "Yeah, I'm up," but like, hey, I think I might have had a mini stroke. Like, I have a headache and I can't move this. Like, my eye is sagging and I'm having no function here. And Tony was like, "Well, I said something like, I'm down for getting coffee and stuff." He's like, "Okay, they don't open till 8." And it was only like 7:20 or 7:25 or something like that in the morning. And I don't think I comprehended what you said, because I was like, "Okay, I'll be ready in 3 minutes." And you're like, "Adam, they don't open till 8." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
But no, we went to get coffee. My face was not working. Someone else on the ride, Jeremy, saw it, and he thought the same thing. He thought I had a stroke. But yeah, I was like, "I'm going to take an Excedrin. I'm going to have some coffee and something to drink." And then Tony was like, "You thinking of riding today?"
We're still gonna ride, right? No, I mean, he's not how he said it. Yeah.
I was like, let me see how if my face comes back. And
yeah. Let me see if my face comes back together first, Tony. And then we'll talk, okay?
Yeah. And if I do ride and you just see me tip over and it doesn't look like a wipeout, then I had a full stroke. And
like, it was weird. It was one of those things where he told me, like, like someone casually says, like, my eye hurts, or like I have a headache, and then I saw him and his eye was like like hanging down, and I was like, "Damn, dude, like, you need to." I didn't say this to him in my head. I'm thinking, "Damn, dude," but to Adam, I'm like, "Well, it doesn't look that bad." Like, one of those, like, let's keep things calm.
Tony,
it looked crazy.
Let me rub it. Let me just.
You're following Adam, like trying to catch his eye.
Yeah, his eyes like it was like one stage from his eyeball just hanging out of his face. It was like, that's how.
I did. Thankfully, one of the riders in our group is Andy, and she's been a firefighter for a lot, like 16, 18 years, I think. She gave me really good advice. She just said, "Go get checked out." I could have had something called TIA, which is a mini stroke. I thought maybe it was Bell's palsy. I have gotten an MRI. I did an MRI yesterday. I haven't talked to my doctor yet, but it's a good sign when they don't call you right away on those things. And I looked at my results online. Everything seems to be normal. And I'm going to follow up and try and figure out what was going on. But yeah, it was scary. It was unnerving. It was unnerving. I was like, what do you do? My face isn't working.
Literally and figuratively.
Yes.
Did it come back that day, or did it stay that way?
It came back. It was the weirdest thing, because after, like, when Tony and I went to get coffee, my face was like that. And we even saw Joe at the balcony. He's like, "Hey, good morning." I was like, "Hey man, my face doesn't work." Like, I don't know what's happening, but I told Tony, I was like, "I just want to get in a warm shower. It just, like, that body intuition." I was like, "I just needed to run on my face. I'm going to, like, massage my face." And it started coming back to life. I was starting to get some expression to it. So by the time, we were going to go ride, I was like, "Hey, everything's working."
Yeah, it looked good. It looked a lot better.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's go ride.
What'd you have for dinner, Adam?
What's that?
What'd you have for dinner the night before?
Oh my God. Pizza?
I was thinking hot pot. Right?
It wasn't the hot pot. Hot pot was that night.
Pot?
Yeah. I think it was pizza. Oh, no, it wasn't. This is when that restaurant, what was it called? Boomtown?
Yeah.
They made us like a special menu. I had like a great French dip and some tater tots. And I didn't even have a lot to drink that night. Honestly, I really mellowed out and didn't have a lot. Yeah. So I can't explain what it was. I am hoping to get some answers though, because it still sits in the back of my head. Like, if I don't know what that is, I don't know what causes it.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Everything goes back to the hot pot. Hot pot's wonderful, baby.
Damn it! Now I want some hot pot.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And now I kind of want hot pockets.
Your video. Joe, put that in your video, by the way, if you want to. Someone can wake up and their face it just isn't working, and they can have the other guy go, "But we're gonna ride, right?" Like,
Yeah, that's why I think that's why I think I changed it to something like emotional or something. I was like, yeah, I don't want to hit it too close to home, you know.
The following is a reenactment of a
Everybody
true
will-
story.
Everybody will call me a monster for making fun of it. It's like that's not,
like, yeah.
Wait, but I want to know, Joey, have you eaten something and had that happen to you before? Or
No,
have you
I was
heard of
just thinking it's the hot pot.
oh my
We
god,
don't
Frankie.
want the hot
I was
pot.
wondering if Frankie messed with you.
You're gonna see Frankie like lose reception real quick. He's like, I'm out of here. These
I'm outta
assholes.
here. Yeah. Right, Frankie. Oh, he's
Oh,
back.
he ditched us. Yeah,
Frankie,
he's out of here. He doesn't have any time for your
He's
patience.
back.
Oh, he's dead.
Time for you, Joey.
Yeah. No, but being in that small town, my anxiety would have gone through the roof.
Oh,
Waking up
yeah.
or something like that. Yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta feed Pip. I'm gonna have to exit the show early. I'm sorry.
No.
worries.
Well, we could wrap it up. It's been, gosh, we're hour 34. It's been a great show. Let's folks, what do you guys have coming out? Let the folks know what's happening with your guys' channel as we exit. Frankie, we'll start with you over there, buddy.
All right. So I got a new interview series where I go around interviewing people with e-bikes and their customizations on their e-bike. So if you're in the market looking for e-bikes, I've got the transition repeater coming up. I've got the new Turbo Levo SL with the 50 Newton meter thing coming up too. So if that's in your market, head over to my channel and you learn something from people's customizations.
Yes, and that channel on YouTube is
Send it Frankie.
Send it Frankie. Check him out there on YouTube. And next up, Tony, what you got coming up with your channel?
This week on Monday, we've got the first installment from our Downieville trip. It's going to be a Downieville classic with the crew. Then we're going to go to Nevada City. Then I'm going to bring it back to SoCal and do some updated trail guides, ride-alongs, and weekly videos. I took a little bit of a break from the channel just to kind of get my bearings and get away from things for a minute to come back with a fresh head. So we're back in biz.
Nice. Looking slim and mean as ever, too, by the way.
I'm glad to hear you're back, Tom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Colorado Kid, how about you? What can we expect coming from your channel?
It's not a damn thing. No, I didn't film anything while we were riding all weekend long. I was just hanging out with everybody. I got some stuff in the works. I'm going to Spain next week, so expect that. I'm going with BKXC and the one and only single track sampler. So we're gonna bring back the mountain bike collab video, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna bring some superstars all in one house in Spain and see what we can do. Other than that, I just need everybody to go and like buy bike insurance so I can quit my job. I'll just need that. Like, that's it. That's all. Yeah.
Honesty is great.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Adam Mock, how about you? What's coming up from the Adam Mock channel on YouTube?
I've had to take some time off. I've been doing a lot of work in the professional and personal development realm, which is really like the beat of my heart. And so I haven't made videos in about a month and a half now. About another week or two, and you will start seeing videos from me again. So I do appreciate your patience. But that's what's been going on behind the scenes is, life has a way of playing out. But I'm still in the game. And I got to tell you, sometimes it's just nice to ride without the camera. I know we all feel like that sometimes. You get back to just the essence of why you got into the sport to begin with. So that's been fun.
Nice. Awesome. And Mr. Yates, I don't know if you want to share, but Joey just got the Insta360. That thing is tiny and portable. And he also got these mics for an idea. Is it too early to say what those are going to be used
that
for?
one's still not out there yet. We got to go mess with those mics first and see if we're going to do something.
Mr. Uncaged MTB is working on a concept, which is going to be pretty cool and awesome. For the folks that are looking at the segments backdrop here, you notice a surfboard out there. I have a friend of mine who's been motivating me to jump back on the surfboard. So you might see some surf/MTB videos coming out. I think this weekend, Joey. What do we got? 3 to 4 footer?
There's some waves. We're going for sure.
Yeah. So getting the GoPros wet this weekend.
Nice.
A little bit of barbecue sauce on Joey's wetsuit so that the landlord does not chase me.
With the bike on the surfboard. That's what I want to see, Mark.
Yeah.
The bike on the surfboard.
Right.
That'll be good.
That could be done. Yeah, Frankie, can I take the e-bike in the ocean? Will it survive?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
There's an expert
me,
right there.
Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Always appreciate all of you. What's up to the people in the chat? Thank you all for being here. Too many to call tonight. We had an all-star cast. Thanks again, Colorado Kid, The Outsider, Senate Frankie, Adam Mock, Joey Yates as always. And hey, we'll see you guys out there on the trails. Talk to y'all soon.